Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutale, Srimate Saraswata Sadhikarinit Namine. Nama Prabhupada Nuga Premamurti Karpatmane, Gauradesha Vikasato, Tama Bhakti Varshine. Namam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Samniti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. So we were continuing second chapter, and also before we get into the Bhagavad Gita, I will post it in the group also, because nowadays in a week we are able to have only a Monday. Sometimes Monday I'm not available again. Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, 3 days. Other days we are not able to have classes. So 7:30 evening, I don't know who all will be available, but I will post it in the group. You can post your response there. 7:30 in the evening every day, except Saturday, Sunday, because most of the devotees go to temple services or temple programs on weekends, either Saturday, Sunday or both Saturday, Sunday. So weekdays, 7:30. Again, Friday I'm not available evening. So from Monday to Thursday, 7:30 in the evening, we'll meet for 15 minutes. We'll take some specific, either lecture or Prabhupada's book, some specific section, and just read it or discuss about it. It will be just for 15 minutes. Maybe if time may vary, maybe somebody may suggest in the early morning or evening, so when maximum are available. So maybe that will do. Apart from this, 4 o'clock will be as it is. That is just to so that most of them can join. Okay, so we had completed second chapter's 13th verse, where very clearly Krishna mentioned about how this body is it just changing from baby's body. You become youth, then gradually become adult, and then you become old. Like the body grows, keeps growing, it becomes old, and then at one point of time it's over, like it's no more. But the soul which is inside that body is still existing, and after this material's present body is given up, the soul takes a new fresh body. So this was the thing in the 13th verse, and one who knows about it is not bewildered by such a change. 14th verse, it's very important and it's very practical. Of course, all of these verses are practical, but this verse is like we get into anxiety when something happens to our body, to our mind, to we are expecting something. Let's say somebody is expecting 95% and if you don't get it, then we become like morose or something. These are small things, but there are big things like disease and all these things. But what is Krishna saying in this 14th verse? We'll see. Nisha Mataji, do you have the verse with you? 2.14. Hare Krishna. I am not able to hear you, Mataji.
Hello?
Yes, now I'm able to hear.
I'm audible now, Mataji?
Yes.
Okay. May I read?
Yeah, you can go ahead, Mataji.
Bhagavad Gita 2.14. Matra sparshastu kante शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदाः आगामपायिनो नित्यस्तां तितिक्षा वा भारत. Synonyms: matra sparsha, sensory perception to only. Konte, O son of Kunti, Sita, winter, Usna, summer, Sukha, happiness, Dukha, and pain, Daha, giving, Agama, appearing, Apayina, despairing, Anitya, non-permanent, then all of them, Titiksha, Swa, just try to tolerate Bharata, or descendant of the Bharat dynasty. Translation: O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O scion of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them and without being disturbed. Purport: in the proper discharge of duty, one has to learn to tolerate non-permanent appearances and disappearances of happiness and distress. According to Vedic injunction, one has to take his bath early in the morning, even during the month of Magha, January, February. It is very cold at that time, but in spite of that, man who abides by the religious principles does not hesitate to take his bath. Similarly, a woman does not hesitate to cook in the kitchen in the month of May and June, the hottest part of the summer season. One has to execute his duty in spite of climatic inconveniences. Similarly, to fight is the religious principle of the Kshatriyas, and although one has to fight with some friend or relative, one should not deviate from his prescribed duty. One has to follow the prescribed rules and regulations of religious principles in order to rise up to the platform of knowledge, because by knowledge and devotion only one liberate himself from the clutches of Maya illusion. The two different names of address given to Arjuna are also significant. To address him as Kante signifies his great blood relation from his mother's side, and to address him as Bharata signifies his greatness from his father's side. From both sides, he is supposed to have a great heritage. A great heritage brings responsibility in the matter of proper discharge of duties, therefore, he cannot avoid fighting. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so what is Krishna saying to Arjuna further? O son of Kunti, the non permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. So now, presently, it's summer season in India, and after a few months, rainy season will come, and then winter season. So it's very hot right now. But after a few months, something like October, November, it will be cold. It will be like chilly weather. So just like the summer season is not permanent, or winter season is not permanent, or rainy season is not permanent. Similarly, in this material world, happiness is not permanent, distress is also not permanent. So they arise from sense perception. They arise from how from our contact of our senses with the sense objects. Ocean of Bharata, and you must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So Krishna is not just saying, okay, this is how it is, like there is it's neither happiness nor distress is permanent, they are all temporary. But what should be our response? One must, it's not one may or something, one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So sometimes we are sick, sometimes we are feeling very hot, or we are feeling very cold. uh, we can't do anything. You may sit in the AC or something, but for some time again you come out of the room, you're feeling hot, so you have to tolerate that. So purport: in the proper discharge of duty, one has to learn to tolerate non-permanent appearance and disappearance of happiness and distress. According to Vedic injunctions, the Prabhupada is giving an example. In the Vedic culture, it's people rise very early in the morning and take their bath. And even if Prabhupada is mentioning that even if in the month of January, February, like winter season. It's very cold, but still those who want to follow the Vedic culture, or in the Vedic culture in earlier times, practically presently there no one is following any Vedic scriptures, but in earlier times they used to get up early in the morning and take their bath. Mm. Um, I think there is a pastime also. I don't know which place it was. Prabhupada was there, his disciples or the devotees were there. Probably in the early morning, the heating system was not working, or electricity was not there, something was there. So, in order to set an example, Prabhupada himself took like bath with cold water, something, to set an example for others that okay, whatever it may be, but one must take one's bath and go for Mangalarti. According to, okay, it is very cold at that time, but in spite of that, a man who abides by religious principles does not hesitate to take his bath. Similarly, a woman does not hesitate to cook in the kitchen in the month of May, June. So presently,
Sorry
it's
for interruption, Mataji. Your voice is echoing sometimes. It's not clear.
okay. Is it better right now? Um, Let me continue for some time. Let me know if that is working good or not. Okay, similarly, you all also must have experience when you are cooking in the kitchen in these present months, summer season. You may be feeling very hot standing in front of the gas. Okay, still not clear. Okay. Yeah, probably it's because of internet.
Now it's audible, Mataji.
It's audible. Okay. Yeah, let me know if again it happens. So where was I? Yes. So you all must have experience. You may be in the kitchen cooking in these months, in the summer months, and it's very hot over there. But still, you'll not say that, oh, today I'm feeling very hot, so I'm not going to cook. I'm not going to. You do whatever you want. You cannot say like that, right? Uh, so. Uh, similar way, like one has to tolerate. So similarly, a woman does not hesitate to cook in the kitchen the months of May and June, the hottest part of the summer season. One has to execute his duty in spite of climatic inconveniences. Similarly, to fight, so in Arjuna's context, so he's a Kshatriya, he's supposed to fight the battle, he's on the battlefield, just about to begin, the battle is just about to begin, and he's trying to, step back, but that's not very proper as per the Lord himself. So one has to execute his duty in spite of climatic inconveniences. Similarly, to fight is the religious principle of the Kshatriyas, and although one has to fight with some friend or relative, one should not hesitate, or sorry, one
Voice is not clear.
Hare Krishna, is better. Is it better now? Let me know, because in middle I got a call, so probably that could also be the reason. Maybe we'll stop early. I'll just complete this verse and stop early. Okay, similarly, to fight is the religious principle of the Kshatriyas, and although one has to fight with some friend or relative, one should not deviate from his prescribed duty. One has to follow the prescribed rules and regulations. Okay, so we were continuing that similarly Arjuna is a Kshatriya and he is on the side of Dharma. So his duty to fight is awaiting him. So he should fight irrespective of whoever is there on the other side, his friends or relatives. So irrespective of that, he has to do his duty of fighting. One has to follow the prescribed rules and regulations of religious principles in order to rise up to the platform of knowledge, because by knowledge and devotion only can one liberate himself from the clutches of Maya or illusion. So that's we can see in our life also. Unless if somebody wouldn't have told us about the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or wouldn't have given, Prabhupada wouldn't have given us this knowledge what we are getting from his books, we would never know what is this Maya, what is material energy, what is who am I. We wouldn't have known that. So one has to follow the prescribed rules regulations. Even in our devotional life, we have certain prescribed rules and regulations to follow, which will help us to actually come to a higher platform beyond the modes. The two different names of address given to Arjuna are also significant. To address him as Kaunteya, Kaunteya signifies his relation from his mother's side, and to address him as Bharata signifies his greatness from his father's side, because they are coming in the dynasty of Bharat Maharaj. So from both sides, he is supposed to have a great heritage, and a great heritage brings responsibility in the matter of proper discharge of duties. Therefore, he cannot avoid fighting. So Prabhupada is giving every from the very beginning we have seen that even Arjuna is addressed with different names, as per a particular context in that particular verse. And similarly, Krishna is also addressed by Arjuna by different names, somewhere Madhusudana, somewhere you know um, different what is that, Janardana, like that. Many places they addressed it by different names. So it has specific significance there. Just like here, Arjuna is addressed as Kaunteya, and then his connection with Bharat Maharaj, so in that dynasty. So, his address as Osion of Bharata is mentioned, no? Okay, so I'll not go further because this internet, I can't trust this internet. It's not working very good right now. If anybody has any points, you can please add, or any queries. Everybody understood everything? So how are we going to apply this verse? That's my question then.
Actually, Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji, actually, some of the lines are not clear when you were explaining. So it's not, this verse is not that much or clear. So I think when the internet, I think so, it's my opinion that when the internet will work, kindly revise this verse, because
No,
the voice
actually,
was broken times.
yeah, I can understand. So actually, as you know, I posted in the YouTube.
Mataji, sorry for interruption. Can
Okay,
you please explain it in short now? Because now your voice is
clear.
clear and audible. Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Basically, Krishna is mentioning here that there will, in the material world, there will be inconveniences, there will be distress, there will be temporary happiness, there will be distress. Now, broadly, if we see, there are different kinds of distress, adhyatmic, adibhautik, adidevik. Because of our own body and mind, we get some distress. Because of other people, other living entities, we get some distress. Because of natural calamities, either too hot or too cold, we get into distressed state. So all these things will be there. It's very natural in this material world. The material world is so made that we have to go through distress and happiness. But somebody who is little wise should I mean, there is no other way, but one has to learn to tolerate them. That is Krishna's advice to Arjuna, or instruction to Arjuna. and of course it's applicable for both of us. Now, for example, Prabhupada gave two examples here. Those who follow the Vedic culture, even in the month of January, February, when it's pretty cold, they don't hesitate to get up early in the morning and take a bath. Another example, in the month of May and June, which is right now, the women, they don't hesitate to go into the kitchen and cook when it's pretty hot. So one has to perform one's prescribed duties, tolerating all the inconveniences. So because that's going to come, the material world is whole of is full of inconveniences. It's mentioned for the dukhalema shashwatam. So the creator of this world, Krishna, is mentioning this world is dukhalyam, it's full of misery, and ashashwatam, temporality. So we shouldn't expect that I'll be always happy. Why this thing is happening to me? Why that thing is happening to me? Generally, we get into no, I've never done anything bad to anyone. Why all these things are happening to me? Why bad things are happening to good people? We get these questions even in our devotional life. If something some tragedy, something happens, or we get pretty sick, then we start questioning, oh, I was following Krishna consciousness, I was so devoted to Krishna, why did Krishna do this to me? So that means that we didn't understand Krishna consciousness, or we didn't apply it very well. So we should understand that these inconveniences will be there. So irrespective of all this, we should go on performing our duty. And what is the actual prescribed duty in this human form of life? That we have to be Krishna conscious. That's why we have got this human body. And if we don't, then we are just not performing our actual duty. So overall, it was this. I hope you'd have got it. If not, also I will be posting this on YouTube, so maybe you can check out from there also.
Yes, Mataji, it's now clear, and it's very this verse is very practical in our day-to-day life, and it reminds me of Srimata Guru Mataji, Srimati Guru Mataji, that she always say that whether you are well or not, do chanting, do service to Lord, cause happiness, distress, illness, sickness, everything will happen because we are here. Should not leave our service to Krishna, and we should be a very active Krishna consciousness. So this reminds me of Guru Mataji words. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for sharing that. And yes, that's really, we see that in their life. They're almost 70 plus, and we are just like maybe half the age, or even less than half their age. But we can't keep pace with what they do all throughout the day, the Krishna conscious activities. We can't, even when Gurudev walks, those are maybe the devotees may be walking along with him, it's very difficult to keep pace with him, how he walks, and others, like, they get so we can understand that um, at least at present we are having good health. Most of us are in young and all. So try to take advantage of whatever material conditions we have, because tomorrow these material conditions may not be there, and we cannot blame that I have this problem, that problem, so I cannot practice Krishna consciousness. Maybe when we come to the age of 70, 80, we may not be able to do what we can do right now. So try to put your maximum effort in your Krishna consciousness, and especially this is a time you can engage in more and more services. So whatever service opportunity comes, just go for it, because after 20, 30 years you may not be able to do that. So right now, whatever to whatever extent, to maximum extent, you practice Krishna consciousness. So sometime when we will not be able to, Guru Mata says this. So some, and in at one point of time, maybe I'm on my deathbed or something. I may not be able to engage in services, but at that time I can meditate on the services I might have done in my previous, in earlier years. So we can meditate that, we can remember that. So so try to go to your ISKCON temples whenever possible. Try to engage in some regular services. um, you'll feel very good, and you'll also feel that boost in your Krishna consciousness. Of course, you continue your daily sadhana. It shouldn't be that I go to temple, do this, but I'm not able to finish my rounds. So that shouldn't be there. So yeah, and we practically see. Probably I expect to meet you this time when Gurudev Guru Mata are here in India, at least in Vrindavan. So practically you can see them.
Yes, Mataji.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Mataji. I have told my husband already and made the plans that I have to go to meet Guru Mataji and also you, Mataji, if you we all are present there. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. That's great. So it said there are two kinds of Bhagavatam. One is the book Bhagavatam, and there is the person Bhagavatam. Person Bhagavatam is one who is living what is mentioned in the book Bhagavatam. So when we see someone like that, when we hear from them, I mean, it's not. It's a spiritual surcharge. It's different experience. So we can see how they're applying this whatever is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam in their day-to-day life, every moment. So that's how we get that encouragement that yes, it is possible. Because most of the people think, okay, these things in the Bhagavad Gita is not practical in this present age. It was told in Dwapar Yuga. Now this is Kali Yuga. It's not practical. But that's not the case. That they are completely wrong. So when we have the association, then it will help us a lot also. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I want to share one thing that my husband has also started chanting from 4 rounds. He is doing 4 rounds daily, and I'm very happy seeing his advancement in Krishna consciousness. I'm feel very. I mean, before this, I was feeling alone. I already told you sometimes that I feel alone in bhakti, but now it's due to grace of Krishna and Guru Mataji, Gurudev Ji, that my husband has also started chanting Hare Krishna.
Jay, that's very nice. I don't know if you are aware or not, but my Prabhuji I don't know now he's doing or not, but from few days he was conducting chanting sessions, and he told me
Yes,
that
Mataji.
even your
He is in. He has started chanting after that only.
oh, that's great. That is very nice. Yeah, that is very nice. Yeah, he was saying that your husband also joins there sometimes, so that's very good.
He was not available at the exact time due to his duties, but whenever he'd get time, he started chanting Hare Krishna.
Jai, that's amazing. Okay, so we'll close for now, and we'll continue from next verse tomorrow. Thank you so much, Matajis, for joining. And yes, about our 15 minutes daily meet or study of books again. I'll post in the
Please,
group.
Mataji, repeat it because your voice was not audible that time.
Okay, I was saying because not many are able to join this time. So maybe we'll fix a time, and maybe just for 15 minutes we'll meet either to discuss on a specific from some part of Prabhupada's lecture, or maybe Prabhupada's books, small books, and try to study that and discuss that. It will be just for 15 minutes because everybody is very busy in their schedules. So we'll just meet for 15 minutes. Apart from 4 o'clock, these sessions will be there, but because we are able to have this only on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So We'll fix the time when most of us are available and try to do that to maximum days, at least 5 to 6 days. I will post about it in the group. Okay, so I
Thank you
think,
much for that. I'm knowing.
okay, so thank you so much, Matajis. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Matajis, Dandavat Pranam.